Okay, we're tracking some new developments in a couple of court cases involving some very high-profile celebrities tonight. We're just going to start with the singer David, real name David Anthony Burke. We've been following this case. He was in a Los Angeles courtroom today for a status conference in the murder case of teen runaway Celeste Rivas Hernandez, who was allegedly found in the trunk of his Tesla last September. Now, David has pleaded not guilty to multiple charges, including first-degree murder. He reportedly looked a little worse for wear during today's brief court proceedings, and that comes as we learn that the court date for his preliminary evidence hearing got pushed again from May 26th to now June 29th. And by the way, this is after his attorney said they needed more time to sift through the mountain of evidence that was presented or going to be presented by prosecutors. And by the way, it's a big hearing because the prosecutor will need to show that they have enough to support the charges and move forward with this case. And we already got a preview of what that evidence will be, thanks to a brief that was filed by Los Angeles Deputy District Attorney Beth Silverman, which is filled with numerous disturbing allegations. I would say most shockingly, the claim that the singer ordered 2 chainsaws to his Hollywood Hills mansion and then allegedly used one of them to dismember Celeste in the garage after murdering her. That's the allegation. So you can see why his defense team is taking all the time they can to fight these explosive allegations. But they were also pushing for an immediate preliminary hearing from the beginning. So who does this help? Who does it hurt? Meanwhile, let's go to Florida. Tiger Woods, his attorneys are going to be handing over his prescription drug records to prosecutors following the golfer's March arrest for suspicion of driving under the influence. 5-time Masters champion has pleaded not guilty to the potential DUI, but sheriff's deputies allegedly found 2 pain pills in his pocket after he rolled his SUV, and he apparently showed signs of impairment after the crash. The defense has argued against handing over these records after prosecutors issued a subpoena. They were saying he's got a right to privacy. Now, that obviously didn't seem to fly with the judge, but he did grant a defense request for a protective order sealing those documents, which means only those involved in the case will have access, so not us, the media. So you got some serious star power winding its way through the court system. Got to talk about it. Got an all-star panel joining me now. Senior trial attorney Ed Garagos and Garagos, Alexandra Kazarian, and former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Dave Arenberg, who, by the way, prosecuted Tiger Woods during his 2017 DUI conviction. Great to have you both here. Dave, I'll start with you on the Tiger Woods issue. How much of a win is this for the prosecution to get these prescription drug records? I mean, what are they going to do with it? How's it going to help their case?
It's a win, Jesse. It's not the ball game because you still don't have the proof of what was in his system at the time of the crash. But now you've got his prescription records, and more importantly, I think, is the warning labels on the prescriptions. Do not operate heavy machinery, do not drive, whatever it says, which puts Tiger Woods on notice. And the fact is he had 2 hydrocodone pills found in his pocket at the time of the arrest. So that's going to be the theory of the case, that he was loopy from these drugs. That's why he got in a rollover accident. Meanwhile, the defense is saying, no, he wasn't taking the drugs at the time. There is no urinalysis. And the reason why he acted weird after the crash was because he was just in a rollover crash.
Well, let me ask you about that. The sense is then, okay, we'll show you what these pills are. We'll show you what the adverse effects are if you take too many of them. But again, I don't know you wonder if this is a strong case because it's based on only the body cam footage, the field sobriety test, the testimony of the officers. And there's no, the breathalyzer was no alcohol, so it's not an alcohol case. Is this a strong case to move forward with?
I thought it was not a strong case at the beginning, Jesse, but after I saw the videos, I think it's stronger than I previously thought, because you do see Tiger Woods on video acting like he was impaired. And I know the defense is going to say just been in an accident.
Right.
But the fact that they found the 2 pills in his pocket,
right,
and now you have your prescription records, that's corroboration for the testimony of the cops.
Real quick, before I go over to Alexandra, he has no privacy right to his prescription records, or given the case, it doesn't matter?
Oh, no, he does. Florida has actually stronger privacy laws than other states. We have it in our Constitution, but the state has a compelling interest here because he rejected urinalysis, and so this is the way that they can show relevant evidence.
Alexandra Kazarian, let me go to you. David case, we've been all on top of this. So I'm I can get it, but I can't get it. If it was delayed, the defense is saying, hey, listen, we don't have all the evidence right now. We're not ready for preliminary hearing. they were the ones who were saying we want a preliminary hearing as soon as possible to put the prosecution's feet to the fire to say you don't have a case. And remember, that's the difference between a grand jury where it's secret, it's one-sided, it's the prosecution, defense doesn't have a say. Why are they want to delay now?
Well, because that's the game, right? You put their feet to the fire to make them, force them, give you all of their information. At that time, when they were demanding that immediate preliminary hearing, they were banking on the fact that they were not going to be able to produce that information. They were not going to be able to produce the witnesses that they needed to at the hearing, because they have to have live testimony. They can't just have somebody reading paperwork and testifying to something that somebody else said. In certain circumstances, in a preliminary hearing, they can. But when there is a massive amount of charges like there are here and enhancements, the prosecution is going to have to prove every single element of every single crime. And at that point, the prosecution was saying there is so much evidence in this case that we can't produce it right now. So in that situation, you force the preliminary hearing because they may not be able to make all of those charges. But then once they turned over the evidence, it's ineffective assistance of counsel if you don't go through all of those pieces of information before you have that hearing.
But how are they going to exactly challenge it? It's a low burden for the prosecutors to establish probable cause. They don't even have to present their whole case. And they have allegedly surveillance footage, cellular data, DNA, witness testimony, text messages. How is the defense going to challenge that at a preliminary hearing if it should happen in June?
In a case like this, a preliminary hearing is really a tool for the defense. It's your opportunity to cross-examine the police officers for the first time and to test that evidence. And then that transcript gets used at the trial later on. So if a witness changes their testimony from the preliminary hearing to the trial, you have an opportunity to impeach them. So it's really a massive tool to test the evidence before you get to trial. Sometimes charges are dismissed. Sometimes evidence is uncovered in those cross-examinations that leads you to motions to dismiss some of the charges. So really at this point, it's a tool. Now that they've got all that evidence, they need to use that evidence to work on those witnesses to get the answers that they want to use at the trial.
Dave, let me go to you, a prosecution point of view. Look, they don't want to delay this. They really don't, right? Does this hurt their case? Because the longer something is delayed, couldn't you make the argument witness testimony may be affected, evidence could get stale? They don't want to delay in the preliminary hearing, yet at the same time, they took a long time to go forward with charges. Did Dave freeze? I think Dave froze. I don't know.
Well,
let me go to you, Alex. I'm going to you.
To the benefit of the
we got Dave. He's frozen, but he's talking. Okay,
I'm back.
Okay, you're back. Dave, what do you think? I don't know. I don't know if we have Dave. Okay, Dave, I'm going to put you to the side. There's a little bit of delay. Alexandra, I'm going over to you. Is this hurt the prosecution?
You know, I think it's a good thing that they took a long time to file. A lot of times you see prosecutors rushing to file a case, and then sometimes they have to dismiss and refile. Sometimes there's holes in their evidence. So I do think that it's a positive for the prosecution that they took so long to get to this point. And yeah, there are issues for the prosecution if witnesses become unavailable. But at this point, I think their evidence is what it is. And it seems to be a lot stronger than it was before they dropped all this evidence. So I don't know if aging the case really hurts the prosecution as much as you would think it might.
By the way, do you think there's more charges ahead? I did a whole sidebar episode on this, but I wonder about federal charges if you're talking alleged child pornography, sex trafficking, if you transported Celeste across state lines and international lines. Real quick, about 20 seconds.
That's always a fear for the defense. If you don't settle a case soon enough, there always could be superseding indictments. But I think they took so long and they had this information long enough that if they were going to file heavier charges, they would have.
Alexandra Kazarian, thank you so much. Dave Arenberg out there, if you can hear me, great seeing you. Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.